Hey people, so it's the end of December 15th, 16th, beginning of December 17th, 18th turn, so turn 15 or turn 3 in this 4-turn game. Just the Romanians and some of the weaker Germans are just trying to spread a screening here, just to protect the flank. The HQ is up here, and then there's a strong push. It's pretty amazing in this game. So this little marker here says that's the DAM marker, the determined action marker, and it means you double your defense and your attack. But he's also in a village, which doubles your attack, so that's 4 times his defense. It's going to be impossible. So this heavy stack here attacked this unit, used all their barrage, all their aircraft to get it back up, because the Russians used theirs to get it down to 1 to 3, and then the Germans got it back up to 5 to 1. Oh no, 6 to 1, and did a point of damage. And then in the exploitation barrage phase, they rolled a 12, and knocked down another step, and then DG. So that's good. And these guys here, we're going to try to overrun these guys, but I don't think they're going to. They didn't decide not to do that. They'll just attack. But these determined guys in these villages, man, that's going to be possible. I don't really see how they're going to do this, how they're going to be able to move fast enough to get through and stay in supply to get out these exits. So, I don't know. We'll see. Keep trying. As a Soviet, basically hold and maybe start moving into this area to see if you can kind of block off supply. All right. See ya. Okay, so here's the picture at the end of turn 3, beginning of turn 4, so moving into December 19th and 20th, which in the campaign game would be the end. Germans got DG'd here from some artillery, one of the stacks, so kind of hampered their movement, but they did break through here, as you can see. And down here, not much is happening, just screening. The Soviet did break through here and started to push through. It's not really going to do much because they can't cover all the supply here. This supply here's the Germans' only supply, the headquarters, and then there's headquarters here. So that he's handling these guys, and actually, some of these guys may go out of supply here soon. He needs to move up because this guy is actually quite close. I didn't realize until I put it on the camera how close he really was, and I think I just have to exit 2 units. I'm not sure. And then something big happened here. And it'll be interesting to see how this affects things. This stack during the exploitation phase overran this headquarters, so that headquarters is gone. And I saw him sitting over there by himself at one point, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just move him in the Soviet turn. Oh, I forgot about exploitation. Yeah, great. So I need to see here. I may need to move one of these guys back. In fact, I will, to get these guys in supply. Otherwise, these guys are out of supply. Anyway, so that's the position. Oh, and it was heavy snow, so there was no aircraft, so that really helped. So we'll see what happens here for the last turn. Okay, this is it. Game end. Not quite. I'm at the Soviet or Axis supply in the exploitation phase, but it's done. So pretty much in the last turn, I didn't do anything down here because none of it mattered, frankly. Here's where it mattered, up here. And Soviet supply phase in the last turn. Yeah, all these guys went out of supply. Now that doesn't affect zone of control, but it would have affected combat, and so that meant these guys were out of supply too. So these guys were able to successfully overrun. The Soviets played 4 of their air. Oh, so the heavy snow lifted, and it was in fog. So the Soviets had 7 aircraft, the Germans had 4. Soviets used 4 on this overrun. And the reason it waited because there could have been another combat and a exploitation phase. The Germans used 4. Basically, it came around to, and they had determined action, Anyway, the Germans rolled well and had a D2R2, so the defenders lost both units, and then they could retreat both. Now they just retreated into the exit hex and waited for the supply phase. Now, through some manipulation of moving units around and tracking how you would count supply, I put guys to cover zones of control, and then I move my Axis headquarters there, and then through some crazy moving, and so then his 8 radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so they are in supply. Axis supply, they're in supply. So in the next exploitation phase, they can exit and secure a German victory. I so rarely win. I mean, I know I do this a lot of these solo, but I so rarely get the attacker success. So it's like, woohoo! I feel pretty good. So that's my first Gamers MMP Standard Combat Series game. It was fun. I was going to play one of the other scenarios, but I have so many to play, so many other games to play, that from Geekway building up, that I'm going to try one of those. But it's cool. I can see it's definitely simplistic. I mean, it's not simplistic. I'm sorry, but it's very simple. There's not a whole lot of depth to it, but it does require some puzzling out. Like, do I attack, and how do I attack, and I didn't want to attack these guys on anybody, but I thought, well, I might as well. But I thought about attacking these guys in the last term. I said, there's no need to, and I could risk getting an attack or lost from attacks, no matter how big it is. And they were determined. But anyway, so I tried it in one that I knew wouldn't affect, but they had determined, and I still lost. I rolled a 3, and the Axis lost a step. So it's tough. On the attack is tough, and yeah, the campaign game would be crazy. So, all right, well, that's it, and thanks for checking all these out, and we'll see what game I pull out next. See ya.